Hey everybody, it's Ryan here with Overkill Wargaming, and today we are going to be doing a painting tutorial for the new IG-100 Magnaguards for Star Wars Legion. And today we're going to be painting my favorite model out of the box, the most dynamic pose, the Electrostaff guy. And this is what they're going to end up looking like. Just get all of the rest of the squad, because this is the last one to be painted. And yeah, I am going to follow this scheme exactly, of course, because it would be weird if he looked a bit different than this. But of course, here's the three normal squad guys, the Electro Whip and the RPS 6. So yeah, he's basically going to end up looking like these guys. But like I said, it's definitely the best pose in the box out of these four guys. But yeah, let's have a quick look at one of them. This is the effect that I'm going to be trying to go with. So yeah, let's get into it. Of course, as you can notice, I need to fix these guys because there was bubbles in my wash. So there's little tiny dots everywhere. I'm going to try to fix that for this video. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's get on. Oh, my background is being stupid. With that out of the way, let's get on to the first step. Which is to do a nice dry brush all over the body of this guy with GW's Lead Belcher. And when I get that done, I'll get back to you guys. So now the metallics are done. I also dry brushed the Electrostaff itself. I don't know, I think I only mentioned dry brushing his body, but the body and the Electrostaff are done. So now we are going to paint his cloak, and for mine, I used Wraithbone. That was the color that was on these guys, and I think it's a pretty good match. This paint is very hard to put over black though. The only reason I painted these black is because they're so metallic. So you're definitely going to want to do at least 2 coats. On at least 2 of them I had to do 3, just because they're thinned down so that they don't clog all the details and stuff. So take your time, be patient, and do 2 or 3 coats of Wraithbone, and you'll have a really smooth cloak, and you guys will see what that looks like when it's done. Alright, so the cloak is now base coated. It took 2 coats in some places, 3 coats in another. So like up here, it kind of only took 2, but the draping cloak around his back, I had to go over it 3 times with all those folds and stuff. There was still a few areas of black. But with that done, we are now going to do the red details with Mephiston Red by Citadel. And that's going to be the eyes, the little circle there on his chest, and the pin that holds his cape in place. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll get back to you. Alright, so now the red details are done. You can see the little clip, his eyes are a bit red now, and the circle on his chest. Now we're going to do the electricity on the Electrostaff, and I honestly for mine just used the layer paint Genestealer Purple because I liked the color. This is going to be washed and then re-highlighted with this, and I found that it turned out decently well. I could honestly probably mix in some white and make it even more dynamic, but this is what we're going to be doing for today. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys when that is applied to the electricity. So now with the electricity done, that is all of the base coating. This guy is now ready to be washed. And to wash him, we are going to be using 2 washes. First, or well, it doesn't really matter the order, but first I have a Druchii, however it's pronounced, Violet by Citadel. And this is going to be used on the electricity and the tips of the staff. And then the entirety of the rest of the model is going to be washed with Vallejo's Umber Wash. Or you could use Agrak's Earthshade if you have that instead, but I don't have that right now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wash this guy, and I'll be back when that is done. So the washes are done, but they aren't dry yet. Just in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and base this guy as well while the washes are still drying. For your own models, I would recommend waiting for all washes to dry before you start doing the base, because if you touch the model while the wash is drying, depending on what you touch, you could ruin it, because washing over a fingerprint is not easy. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, just because I need to get out of the house at some point and waiting for this to all dry in between each step is a bit much. But I'm going to be basing this guy the same as the rest of the squad, of course. So for them, I used Vallejo's Dark Earth texture. Also great value. Huge bottle of this. Was only like 15 bucks as opposed to GW's texture pots, which are like 10 just for this. You get way more. But yeah, I'm going to be putting this on the base. Then I'm going to be washing it with Drakenhof Nightshade from Citadel, highlighting it, or dry brushing it rather, with Altdorf Guard Blue, and then adding these fantasy neon tufts. And you guys will see what that looks like. Well, you've already seen what it looks like when it's done, but I'll get back to you when that is finished. Okay, so I said I was going to do all of these things at once, but I will actually show the process of this. So the base is now dry. That's what it looks like. We're somehow going to turn that brown base paste into this blue sci-fi world looking base. So the first step in that is washing the base with Drakenhof Nightshade. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, the blue wash is now dried, so that's darkened the base quite a bit. So to get that little sci-fi look that I have on my other ones, I'm going to be dry brushing with Altdorf Guard Blue. This is just going to be like a pretty light dry brush. Like, you don't want very much paint. I mean, for dry brushing you don't want much paint at all anyway. But I like to build the color up like very, very slowly with this, because if it's too much, it's just going to be like a pool of blue in the middle, and you don't want that. So like with these, I had barely any paint on the brush, and it took going over the base like a lot to get it to look like that. So I would recommend doing that, because if not, you're just going to end up with a completely blue base, and that isn't exactly what I'm going for. I want like a dark tone with just blue on the very tops, like a very faint blue on the tops. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you guys will see what it looks like when it's done. So the dry brush is now done, and as you can see, he now has a nice little blue base. So now we're going to put the neon tufts on. As you can see, they come on a little sheet of like parchment paper or something that they are stuck to. So basically all you have to do with these is you pick out one that you like, and for this base I think I'll go with this one. You just pull it off. I think super glue is the best for this. This is what I use for mine anyway. I'm pretty sure some people apply just white PVA glue to the bottom. That'll take a lot longer. Ooh, that's too much. Well, I got a drop of super glue on my white paper here. But you put a little bit of super glue on, and then you just very carefully, because you don't want this to like roll over on itself, you very carefully just take it and you place it where you want it. So I'm going to put mine there, and then I use usually my X-Acto knife, but I'm not exactly sure where that is right now. So I'll just use my basing tool, and you just push the edges down so that they all stick. And then since it's super glue, it's pretty much drying instantly. I like to just kind of flick the tufts out a bit so that they're not so squish, because as you can see there's like a ridge right here. I don't really want that. I'll probably mess around with it a bit more until I get exactly what I want, but there you go. That is on camera the finished Magnaguard. Of course I'm probably going to do another highlight of purple, or another layer of purple rather, just to get some definition. But this guy is tabletop ready, and with his droid brothers, this is what the squad looks like. So that is how to paint the new IG-100 Magnaguards to a tabletop standard. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully if you're going to paint yours in a similar scheme, this helped you. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.